Listen carefully. Respect is not given. It is earned. And nothing kills respect faster than a man who cannot control himself. Not his money, not his mouth, not his urges, not his emotions. You can be talented, intelligent, and charismatic. But if you are impulsive, if you are reactive, if you are ruled by appetite, you are weak. And the world can smell weakness. Trust me. Let's trig this down to truth. A man without self-control is predictable. He eats when he's stressed. He drinks when he's emotional. He scrolls when he's bored. He explodes when he's challenged. He lusts when he's tempted. He spans when he feels insecure. He reacts. And reaction is slavery. Self-control, on the other hand, is power because it creates distance. Distance between impulse and action. Distance between emotion and decision. Distance between desire and discipline. That distance is where strength lives. You don't respect the loud man in the room. You respect the calm one. You don't respect the man who chases every woman. You respect the man who chooses. You don't respect the man who flexes his money. You respect the man who controls it. Because restraint signals dominance. And here's something most men never understand. The strongest man in the room is usually the most controlled. Not the biggest, not the richest, not the most aggressive, but the most controlled. The man who can feel anger rise and stay silent. The man who can feel desire rise and walk away. The man who can feel fear and still move forward. That is power. Self-control is the invisible muscle, and most men never train it. They train chest, they train arms, they train image, but they never trained restraint. And without restraint, strength is dangerous. Look at history. Kingdoms did not fall because of weak enemies. They fell because of weak leaders. Leaders who could not control ego. Leaders who could not control greed. Leaders who could not control lust. Uncontrolled appetite destroys empires. And if it destroys empires, what do you think it will do to your life? Now, let's get practical. Food. If you cannot control what enters your body, how will you control what exits your mouth? Gluttony is not just about weight. It's about discipline. Every time you eat purely from emotion, you reinforce impulsivity. Every time you say, "I deserve this," you weaken your edge. Self-control begins at the table. Then money. A man who spends emotionally is a slave to validation. New car to impress. New watch to compensate. New purchase to feel powerful. That's not wealth. That's insecurity. A controlled man spends with intention. He doesn't react to trends. He doesn't chase status. He builds stability. And now lost. This is where most men collapse. Scrolling endlessly, chasing attention, drowning in stimulation. They call it normal. It's not normal. It's addiction. A man who cannot control his sexual impulse will never command true respect. Because everyone knows he can be manipulated. Tempt him, he falls. Flatter him, he melts. Seduce him, he forgets his mission. That is not strength. That is vulnerability disguised as masculinity. True masculinity is disciplined desire. You can feel attraction without being owned by it. You can acknowledge temptation without surrendering to it. You can choose long-term purpose over short-term pleasure. That is rare. And rarity creates respect. Now let's talk about anger, because the uncontrolled man explodes. He just raises his voice. He throws words like weapons. He reacts instantly, but the controlled man pauses. He listens, he breathes, he decides. Understand this clearly. Losing controlling anger is handing control to someone else. If another person can trigger you, they can steer you. And if they can steer you, you're not leading. You're being led. Self-control means your emotions report to you, not the other way around. Now let's go even deeper. Self-control is spiritual. It's not just discipline. It's submission of your ego. Because your ego wants reaction. Your ego wants revenge. Your ego wants indulgence. The growth demands restraint. When you get closer to God, you begin to understand this differently. You begin to see that impulses are tests. Anger, a test. Lust, a test. Greed, a test. Comfort, a test. And most men fail daily. Not because they're evil, but because they're undisciplined. Self-control is obedience to a higher standard. It's saying, my feelings do not rule me. My cravings do not command me. My environment does not define me. I define my actions. And this is spiritual maturity. The world recognizes it instantly. Trust me. Have you ever met someone who just feels solid? Not loud, not flashy, just stable. Well, that stability comes from self-control. They don't overshare, they don't overreact, and they never overindulge. They operate with precision. That precision is attractive. It builds trust, doesn't it? And trust builds respect. Without self-control, your potential means nothing. You might have a vision. You might have dreams. But if you cannot consistently control your impulses, you will sabotage yourself. You will quit too early. You will speak too soon. And you will spend too much. You will indulge too often. And slowly people will stop taking you seriously. Not because they hate you, but because they don't trust you. Self-control builds credibility. If you say you will wake up at 5, and you do. If you say you won't drink, and you don't. If you say you're focused, and you stay focused, your words gain weight. And weight creates authority. Authority creates respect. Now understand this. Self-control is not suppression. It's direction. You're not killing desire, you're channeling it. You're not denying emotion, you're mastering it. You're not becoming cold, you're becoming composed. There's a difference. Cold men are disconnected. Controlled men are deliberate. One avoids emotion, the other commands it. And command is earned through repetition. Every time you resist an impulse, you strengthen identity. Every time you delay gratification, you sharpen discipline. Every time you pause before reacting, you build leadership. And leadership begins within. If you cannot lead your own mind, you cannot lead a family. If you cannot lead your appetite, you cannot lead a business. If you cannot lead your emotions, you cannot lead a team. Self-control is the foundation of authority. And here's the truth most men don't want to hear. You don't lack opportunity, you lack restraint. You don't lack talent, you lack consistency. You don't lack intelligence, you lack discipline. The difference between average and elite is rarely skill. It's control. Elite men wake up when they don't feel like it. Elite men train when they're tired. Elite men stay silent when they're provoked. Elite men say no when everyone else says yes. That's it. Boring discipline. Repeated daily. And that repetition builds a presence. A presence that says, I'm not moved by impulses. So when a man like that walks into the room, people feel it. Because most men are reactive. And reaction is loud. Control is quiet. And a quiet power is intimidated, isn't it? Now ask yourself honestly, where do you like control? Food? Money? Lust? Anger? Or speech? How about sleep? Comfort? Delight? Identify it. Because awareness is the first step. Then train it. Start small. Delay one craving today. Pause one reaction today. Resist one urge today. Speak less today. Spend less today. Eat cleaner today. Just one decision. And tomorrow, repeat. Self-control compounds, just like chaos compounds. Every disciplined choice builds identity, and identity shapes destiny. The man who controls himself is dangerous in the best way, because he cannot be manipulated easily. He cannot be baited. He cannot be distracted for long. He cannot be seduced away from purpose. That kind of man builds empires, not because he shouts, but because he endures. So understand this final truth. Respect is not about dominance over others. It's about dominance over yourself. Master your appetite. Master your emotions. Master your habits and your words. And the world will respond, not immediately, but inevitably. Because control radiates authority, and authority attracts respect. No one respects a man without self-control, but everyone respects a man who commands himself. Become that man, and everything else changes.